Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you guys doing alright. So I was watching this video, right? As I'm about to come get some food. And it made me think. I'm watching this video and it's I guess it's like a dating show or whatever. And women and men call in and they go on camera and shit and they give their little resume of who they are, their background and everything, you know what I mean, and what they're looking for. So this woman goes on pretty and she has 5 kids by one guy, right? And I guess they broke up after being together for years because, you know, it takes time to have 5 kids. So she's like, I think in her 30s or something like that. Still looks youngish. And she begins to talk about the type of man she wants. And she immediately stresses that she's looking for a man that is like marriage minded. A man that is you know, a good man. He ain't got to be rich, but he has to want to provide for her and her children. And she says, you know, when you first start, she's not worrying about if you provide for her and her children, just, you know, dating her is dating her, understandably. And then she says if you take it serious, you know what I mean, you like each other to the next level, you whatever, then she would like for you to provide for those 5 children. But the catch is, she doesn't want to have children anymore. So you would have to be a man that already has kids, she said, because she doesn't mind if you have kids, or a man that just doesn't want kids and will provide for her kids. And she proceeds to say that she has dated a lot of older gentlemen that have children that are older, so they're not really looking to have kids anymore. And that makes sense. But what a lot of things just, first of all, with her, were red flag after red flag. Like, I'm nobody special, but it's just, I think about my demands and shit, or not demands, wants of a relationship or whatever, and things you're willing to sacrifice and stuff. And when I hear women talk sometimes, I'm like, holy shit, do you even, I can't believe a woman would have 5 kids with one guy, never ask him to be married, then want to be married by the next man, which is understandable. She wasn't running around, she wasn't slutting or nothing. So that, to me, makes her look good, having 5 kids. Like, having 5 kids with one guy is way better than having 5 kids with 5 guys or 3 guys or 4 guys, because it shows at least her level of loyalty to that man, that she has a lot of loyalty, and that she was willing and would be willing to deal with a lot to be with a man like bearing his children. And that is like great. But it's so, I felt so bad. I was like, God damn, a woman is ready to do all of that, right? That's usually what most men want. And they always do it for the wrong guy that doesn't want to marry them and don't want these things. And that shit just fucked my head up, because it made me immediately twist around and look at the man like, yo, what is wrong with niggas? Like, I could dog her out all day and be like, oh, she wants this, and I can't believe she expects to get this. Shit, she might get it. Who knows? Who am I to judge? And like I said, I'm not trying to say she's a bad person or she's stupid for wanting a man to do them things because, so what? We want people to do things for us. It's crazy because it's like the odds of her finding someone that will um check off all those boxes, because she says she don't want a man that's overweight. She wants somebody that's a little in shape and shit like that. And it's like, that's cool and that's understandable because she's a pretty looking girl. But at the same time, it was like, what the fuck? Like, and then she's eliminating a lot of men by saying that they have to be at a certain cap of money, which that's not a bad thing. But if a man's at a certain cap of money, I would think, in my mind, I'm not every man, but I would think that he would either A, want to have children, because he can provide for them, so he would want to have children. She doesn't want to have children, so that eliminates that nigga. And then if he does have children and doesn't want to have children, his children are grown now, and he's free from the burden of paying for children. He already suffered through that. Why the fuck would he say, yeah, let me marry you, and then now I gotta go and pay for more? Oh, I thought my Chinese food was ready. But you know what I mean? Why? Like, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm just looking at the odds of this shit. Like, damn, she's gonna have a really, maybe, like, the Lord's real. Anything's possible. You know what I mean? But it's just like, damn, like, that's very, like, it's hard. Like, it's crazy that women will ask for the same thing. Like Kevin Samuels kept saying, like, how do you do all these things to your life and then ask for a man, a good man like that? Like, not saying she shouldn't have a good man, but a high earner that only is going to be faithful to you, never have children to you, or with you because you don't want to have children. Like, that's, I don't know. Anyway, like I was saying about the dude, you niggas is crazy. Like, I understand not liking a woman and you think you do, and you might have a kid with her and you think you love her and all that. 5 kids, bro. 5 kids. How do you put 5 kids on the earth with a woman and then leave your family? Like, and the dude probably didn't leave. I think she said that he does provide, or he has custody of 2 of them or some shit like that. Or, like, he's not a complete asshole, obviously. But it just, it's crazy to me how I couldn't imagine having 5 children with a woman. And then, like, she must be unbearable or something. There has to be something. Like, what would make you want to literally, you know what I mean? Like, that's a literal team. You don't have a child, you have a legacy. You have a team right there. That's the squad. You got you know what I mean? When you older, you got the unit behind you. Like, he could have, like, people are so stupid. It's ridiculous. Like, it's hard to raise a bunch of kids. I get it. Because then you're, like, broke and shit. But if you do something, like, if you do it like the old days, and you, before you get your wife pregnant, and you make some type of talent of doing things, and, plumbing, anything that can, where you can start your own small business, trucking, anything, right? As your kids get older and you're hitting your financial stride in your 40s and 60s, if you had your children young, then you'll be gaining money, and then your children will be getting older. You could be teaching them, your boys or whatever, your daughters, to be helping your business as you get older. And now you have employees that literally love you and will work for their company for free, because it's not really for free. They're making money and you're going to be paying them, but you know what I mean? Like, this is how people build generational wealth. I keep hearing people talk this generational wealth shit and think that you always get generational wealth by yourself. Yes, a lot of people have. But that's because they have these opportunities and certain things that can catapult them into that. There are other ways around having, making sure your generations are okay. And taking the long way, what's wrong with that? Like, I don't understand that. Like I said, I don't like these words, but I understand them. I just don't like the way people throw it around. I don't generational wealth and don't even understand it. If you're not already like kind of rich and, trying to double that, then that fast generational wealth building you have in your mind is impossible. The generational wealth thing that you should be focused on is family. Because, whoa, I thought I was a goner. I thought I was dead. You heard that, dog? Look at that thing. That thing's so cute. I thought it was gonna kill me. I ain't know what. I just heard. I'm like, oh shit. But like literally, generational wealth through people, family, is it takes longer because your children have to grow up and work for the business that you start. And then you're not the one that may necessarily hit the big bucks. You're the one that built the foundation, and now when you pass, you give it to the smartest kid that you trained up, that you know has the foresight like you, that wants to maintain and build more. Then he has the chance to bridge that gap for the next generation. It's ridiculous how you people don't see this. Like, you're not getting generational wealth with like average jobs. Like you build a business with your average job, and then you take the money and everything, and then you employ, and then you use your family because your family can't quit. Duh. That's why people had farms and shit and made so much money back in the day before the industry era, because the more children you had, the better your farm would work. And the more money you can make, because the more of the crop you can produce and save and stock and build things to make it better in production. If you don't have that, then you have to hire people right off the rip. If you have to hire people right off the rip, well then you better already have money to burn. If you don't, because you're already on the lower level, well then that's where the family thing comes in. Because you already take care of them until they're grown. Like if my mom had a business, right? And she told me when I got 18, you're going to work for me because I took care of you for 18 years, right? You have to come work for me. I will pay you, but like you have to, you gotta put some work in for like me. That one thing would make sense to me, even though it's kind of unfair. I didn't, you know what I mean? I didn't ask to be born, but I would do it because I would be like, oh yeah, well, I'll come in to work for you a couple hours every other day or every couple days. Like I'm young, I ain't doing much. I can have 2 jobs. Let me go get this job, and I'll come in every other Sunday, or I'll come in on the weekends. It's your family. You're not gonna say no. But then if she also tells you, like, listen, I gave birth to you for this reason. I brought you to existence to do this. You're gonna help you. There's no choice. No, we're building this. You're a part of it. That's why I gave birth to you. And as you help this family thing grow, and we get to hire more people, then you can go do your own thing. But you will serve. I'm your creator. I gave you life. Like when you hold it, when you put that kind of thought in a child's head, like, listen, man, I literally planned for this, then they will not be, maybe they still have a choice. They could walk away and be like, no, it's not like you don't have a choice. But I know if I did this, or my mom or father did this and told me that, I'd be like, oh, all right, I got you. You know what I mean? I understand. You planned. You literally gave birth with the thought of, I hope my child continues my legacy and helps build for their own children. You know what I mean? Like, it's kind of stupid to say no. Like, completely forgot where I was. Had to get my food. But like that shit is just crazy. Like, like I don't know why people don't believe the old way works, or I don't know what the fuck it is no more. It's like everybody's a moron. And even myself, I'm included. I'm one of you. I don't never want to sound like I'm separated, because if I had it all together, you know, I'd be doing this shit and I'd be able to broadcast from like my land and my house and be like, look at all me and my other people that figured out how to actually live together by doing the old shit that our forefathers used to do, and just said, fuck this new way of independent, I'm gonna be a millionaire by myself shit, and just said, you know what? How about me, you, and you stay best buddies and go put our money together, right? And then since there's three of us, we don't gotta live in apartments no more. We automatically get to live in a house because there's three of us and we can, go rent the house right away. So we automatically surpass all the other dudes that don't have houses. When we go to get women, we can say, I go to my house. So then that jumps you up from the quality of women. You no longer got to deal with the bugaboo bitches all the time that are street whores and only, they want to get high and drunk all day, because you don't have to deal with that now. You actually could deal with the girl that walks down the street and you're like, wow, she looks nice and she doesn't look like a fucking hood booger. She actually looks decent. But she wouldn't deal with you if you had your regular solo apartment, because it's not, more luxurious and, But at least now, with your little squad, y'all have a nice, decent house. You all have your own rooms that are big. You have better furniture. You have your little downstairs room that has the projector. I'm not talking this shit because I didn't do it before. Like, if you think I'm saying things that I'm making up right now, no. I'm telling you how it's done.
Huh?
Within less than a year. 3 months, 6 months. I went and moved to PA, met my dude named James, which is ironic, my name's James too. And we were cool. He helped me out find jobs and shit, learned a lot of different things about being up there, all that. He's the only other black guy up there, seeing as PA. There's a lot of us out there, but scattered, like everywhere. And so we do our thing. I move away. I come back like maybe a year or two later or whatever, and he's like, yo, bro, I broke up with my girl. I want to do that thing you was talking about. Last time we both had our own cribs. I was trying to do my thing with my family. And that shit you was talking about, that G&B shit, let's get this crib. Fuck living fucked up the way we living. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we could be living in a house, dog. It's easy up here. The rent's cheap. Nigga, we could literally own a house inside 5 years, dog. That nigga said, all right. He had his brother with him and a friend. They was living in a little, average size house or whatever. I moved up there. Less than a month later, 2 months later, we was living in a 4-bedroom house with a backyard. When I say that shit was dope, bro, I remember making my little videos back then. That shit was dope. Like, that's what I mean, man. Your whole life can change in 1 year. 1 year, your whole life can change if you just do the right things. This alone shit, I keep trying to tell people how far that shit gets you. Like, not for nothing, it didn't last because they were immature. Like, I was immature in ways, but when it comes to financial and certain things that would not lead to us having problems. I didn't cause none of that. I was never late with my rent, even when I didn't have a job. I made sure my half of the rent got paid. Shit, there's ways to make money when you ain't got a job. Now, and you ain't got to sell drugs, you pieces of shit, so don't think that. No, there's ways to do legal activity and get paid. You ain't got to be a bum just because you don't have a legal job. Nigga, get up and do something. Anyway, all love, all praise to the Most High. Just want to say that before, I always get it cut out. I only got 1 minute left. But, it's possible, bro. And now that I'm a little older, more experienced, and want a little bit more, and developed actual more plans. See, I developed that plan in my 20s, accomplished it in my late, because it was like late 20s, I think I came up with that plan. Then like 2-3 years later, I succeeded in it because I wrote it down and thought about it all the time. It's funny when you write things down and you think about it, it comes true. Oh yeah, that's that vibration shit I keep telling you. Oh, I tell y'all about it because I did it. Oh, all right. Like for real, people. Squad up. If it ain't with me, squad up with somebody, man.